What do you do if you can't play your favorite game? Well, you talk about your favorite game. Good morning, guys. It's me, Scubes. I'm traveling the next couple days, so I'm unable to play my favorite game, which is EverQuest. Now, if you guys have watched my channel for a while, you know that I've made about 70 videos, and they're all mostly different. I started with shaving videos, then I did like tutorials, then I did just comedy. The last 4 videos have been a string of all EverQuest videos, and I've gotten more response and more positive feedback on those 4 videos than any other videos I've ever done, and I started wondering why that is. And before we get into that, I just want to clear this up right off the bat. Some of you have noticed this giant water stain right here. I spilled coffee on myself this morning. Of course, I always spill coffee on myself. I spill everything on myself. Smash like if you spill stuff on yourself. Anyways, I started wondering, like, why am I getting all this positive feedback on these EverQuest videos? The game is 20 years old. There's a small community that plays it, and thank you guys so much for those of you who do play it and are still part of the community. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it, and I love making these videos, but the reason it's working is because it just clicks with me. It clicks with my personality because it's so natural. It's second nature to me. And then I started wondering, well, why is that? Why am I so drawn to this game that's 20 years old? Why are you guys drawn to specific games? For me, it's about nostalgia and it's about familiarity. So when EverQuest first came out, it came out in 1999. I didn't start playing it until the year after, the year 2000. I was 17 years old. I was a junior in high school. And I remember it was right before summertime, and my buddy, my best friend at the time, just picked up this game. None of us had any idea what it was, and we were all athletic at the time, so we were playing baseball. And I remember we were at practice one day, and he's like, "Hey, Steve, I got this new game. It's called EverQuest." I'm like, "I don't know, never heard of it." But we liked games. We played a lot of PC games before that, and I was like really excited. So I went over to his house that day after practice. And we sat down and he logged in and he had made a human. I don't remember what character it was. And I actually mentioned a little bit of this story in one of my videos. The link's up here somewhere. It's when I ran from Kinos to Freeport. I talked about it a little bit. But he started a human that was in Kinos. And he had leveled it up to like level 7 or something. So he was in Kinos Hills, one zone right outside the city. And I remember him being at this little skeleton temple thing. And it was the most amazing, mind-blowing thing I'd ever seen, because up until this point, these types of games, there was Ultima Online. You guys remember Ultima? Very basic graphics, but it was really popular and really cool. Before that, it was all MUDs. It was type-based. There wasn't any graphics. You just typed in. It was like a storytelling experience. And those were really popular. But EverQuest was really the very first fully immersive, massive online game where you could play one character, you can get really involved, you can play with other people, and there was so much to do. So it was a totally new experience. It was intriguing, it was exciting, and it stuck with me. That very first day that I ever saw him play, it still burned into my brain. And it's amazing, it's been so long, it's been 20 years. And of course, I bought the game shortly after that. I started playing, I leveled up a wizard, and from there, it was true love of video games. Now, there have been so many of these types of games that have come out since and are still coming out today, and I played a lot of them. I mean, I focused on EverQuest for a long time, but in I think like 2005-ish, so 5 years after EverQuest, I started playing World of Warcraft, and that was new and shiny and cool, and I liked it. Much different experience, right? More cartoony, a little bit more simplistic, easier to do things. There were instructions. One of the biggest, craziest things about EverQuest is that when you started the game, you started a new character. There was no tutorial. There was nothing. There was no instructions. You started your character, you hit enter world, and it just dropped you in the middle of some random city without any instructions, and you had to figure out exactly what to do. You had to figure out how to talk to people, how to trade, how to use your weapons, and no other game is like that. Now, there are pros and cons to that, right? But just at the time, it was a really unique experience. But anyways, 2005, I started playing Warcraft. Then EverQuest 2 came out, although EverQuest 2 might have come out before that. I'm not sure. I get those two mixed up. But regardless, I played EverQuest 2. There was so much hype around EverQuest 2 because at the time, people were getting a little bit bored of the graphics, the gameplay, and all that stuff. And we were like, ooh, something new and shiny, the next EverQuest. And it did okay. I just never got into it. It never had that comfort, nostalgic feeling that the original EverQuest had. So I really didn't level up past like the 20s. I just kind of dropped the game. And I went back to Warcraft. I've always played World of Warcraft. I think I stopped at level 90. I have like a Blood Elf Paladin who's badass, and it's a fun game. But it never completely filled the void in that soft spot I had for EverQuest. And then after that, there was a string of other games that came out, notably one by Brad McQuaid, Vanguard Saga of Heroes. And I talked about this game in my very first EverQuest video. I wasn't playing, I was just talking in my truck. But I talked about how Vanguard Saga of Heroes was supposed to be what EverQuest 2 was meant to be. Because EverQuest 2, largely, if you talk to the EverQuest community, like the old school EQ guys, they're like, EverQuest 2 kind of sucked. So Vanguard was supposed to be that game, right? And it was a very short beta period of time, and some of you might tell me I'm wrong for saying this, and I might have my facts mixed up, but basically, there was a company called Seagull that created the game, and then they sold it to Sony. Sony Online Entertainment, SOE, we all know Sony. And Sony was under the gun to get this game out, so they said, look, you don't have a lot of time, fix what you need to fix and then release it. And the guys, the developers were like, we're not ready to release this yet. And Sony said, that's nice, release it anyways. So long story short, they released the game when it wasn't ready, and it wasn't optimized for anybody's system. You could have a really good CPU, and it just ran like crap, and it ruined the game. You only have one chance to launch a game. That's it. First impressions are everything, and it's a very hard business to be in. You got to get it right the first time. And they didn't, and it eventually failed. It was a great game, though. It was so much fun to play because it really was that next level of EverQuest. It had that feeling and a lot of the same features. And I liked it a lot. But it fizzled out, and now it's no more. Everything's been shut down. And then there's some other games that have come and gone, but everything leads back to EverQuest. The original EverQuest is still going on the live servers. Now it's managed by Daybreak Games, which I know most people aren't thrilled with the way Daybreak has been managing EverQuest, but it is what it is, and we still play it. And a lot of us still pay for the game. If you want to play on the live servers, it's not free, unless you're on the test server, which I also talked about in that truck video. It's a nice little loophole. You can end up playing for free if you're okay with being behind a little bit on content. But anyways, that's another story. But there's a lot of people still playing, and if you want to enjoy the old school original EverQuest experience, there's Project 1999. There's an emulated free EverQuest server, which if you're watching this video, I'm guessing you know about Project 1999. It's kind of a big deal. It's been around a long time. I started it in 2010. 2010, it's been around that long. It's been around that long, that's crazy. And it only goes up to Velius. So it's got the original, it's got the first expansion, Kunark, it's got the second expansion, Scars of Velius, and then it stops. They're never gonna go past that. And I wanna know from you guys, why do you enjoy playing it? Is it the gameplay? God knows it's not the graphics. It can't be the graphics. They're terrible, they're old, they're pixelated. But the gameplay, there's something about it. There's just something about it, and a lot of times I can't put my finger on it. I can't nail down what it is that I truly love about EverQuest. But I keep coming back to the game. I'll play a while, and then I'll put it down for months. I've put it down for over a year. But I come back, and right now I'm back. Not because I want to join a raid guild and do all the endgame stuff, but because it's just fun to play. It's fun to play. I'm having a blast making these little adventure videos where I'm role-playing and just going certain places and doing random things. I love it. And I'm so happy I've found something that just clicks with me as far as making videos. And I just wanted to share that. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm going to be back at the end of the week. I'm going to do more adventure EverQuest videos. So thanks so much for the support, guys. Thanks for watching Scubes. I really appreciate it. Continue to like my videos, comment, tell me what you want to see me do in the game, and subscribe to my channel if you like this sort of content. So thanks again. Have a great day, guys. Bye.